Traffic is brought to you by our friends at Deary Brothers Ford, Patrick Eads and his sales and service crew out there, Steve Anderson and the talented crew at Hawkeye Title and Settlement, Mike's E-Keys for Cars. It's just Mike. Does a great job. Tavern Blue on the Coraville Strip, GT Carr and his excellent craftsman at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Also our friends at 800 Rose, the Midtown Family Restaurants. They'll be hopping this weekend for sure with the game at 2:30. Harty and Stocker Jewelers in downtown Iowa City. Diamond Dream Sports Academy out in North Liberty. Premier Automotive. You'll also find them in North Liberty. Hit a deer, call Premier. The Ox Yoke Inn in the Amanas. Jimmy Street and his craftsman at Streets Maintenance, who can do everything from simple plumbing jobs to full remodels. They're focusing on full remodels now, but you can get a hold of them and find out more. Dr. Lance Forbes and his staff at Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids, and Big Dog Tech Solutions. They can install lighting for your outdoor lighting. You can do outdoor lighting for you for all seasons, and it's pretty much disappears. It's kind of hidden when it's not on, so it's pretty cool stuff. You can check them out on their website. Go to Big Dog Tech Solutions and find out more. With us this morning, Tom Suter, as always, and Pat Harty. Good morning, Tom.
Well, good morning.
How are you?
Mr. Hunter, I'm good.
Good. Looking forward to the weekend?
Very much so.
Yeah, the weather is just icing on top of the cake. We just got so much going on.
Just about perfect football weather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for September, you can't beat it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And we got a hold of some club seats last night.
I was wondering why your tickets were all of a sudden out on the open market. Have you gotten a bid on those yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
But they're fabulous seats.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So you're going to be sitting in the club section. That's pretty great.
It is. It's fun. You gotta get to pee, 20 feet away.
And in relative cleanliness.
In relative cleanliness. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's generally pretty clean up there.
Pretty great.
We try to get those seats once a year if we can, and our friend couldn't come down tomorrow. So
okay. Well, good morning, Pat. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm hanging in there.
Hanging in there. That's what's better than not hanging in there.
That is
I would
true.
say.
I assume there's no earth-shaking news from the Hawkeye football camp at this time. Everything's kind of copacetic and looking forward to this weekend, of course.
I mean, I've been awake for like an hour, so I haven't heard of any urgent news.
Nor have I. I haven't seen anything or heard anything.
I'm guessing you've already been on the message board today.
I have, because I had to post my tickets for sale.
Oh. And did you sell them?
Not yet. Not yet. But, we will. We will. I'm not worried
Yeah, I
about
would think for this game you would. Next week you may have a problem.
Yeah, next week they'd be...
What are you selling them for? Just face value?
A little bit. Yeah, I would say for what we paid, it was close to 150 plus seat backs plus fees and stuff. So it's about 200.
So did you get the club seats for free or?
No.
What'd those run you?
200.
200 each?
Uh-huh. And that's believe me, a real good deal.
For this game,
those.
you bet.
Yeah. No, I bet you're talking to somebody who's never paid in his life to watch an Iowa football game.
You don't have to.
I mean, even prior to that, every time I went before, somebody else paid for it when I was younger. So, yeah,
I think Tommy Lang would say exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I've never paid.
He's never paid for tickets.
And good thing there are people like you to do it.
Yeah.
I bought basketball tickets before, but never football tickets. So, but yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend for sure. And of course,
we'll see.
Well,
you never know.
It'll be until 2:30, guaranteed.
Yes, I will agree with that.
And you can still have fun this weekend, even if your team doesn't win.
Oh, absolutely, I will.
Yeah, so I mean, don't take it that serious.
So what if Caitlin's team gets thrashed twice?
And Iowa loses? I guarantee you Monday will come.
There you go.
That's kind of how I look at it.
You're going to hate me for saying this, but there's always the Cubs.
I mean,
there is always the Cubs.
They had a no-hitter.
Yeah, combined through a no-hitter on Wednesday night. And then they got the Yankees this weekend. All 120 games, which is pretty cool.
I may check into those a little. What are they, 4 over 500 now?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I had them finishing anywhere from 75 to 85. They're not going to get 85 wins, but that was my top for them. But if they could squeeze into the wild card, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I sure would.
It'd be great to let them play a couple extra games, but if they don't, it's no skin off my nose. I'm just happy that they turned the season around. And the Fever, they're already in the playoffs. So,
yeah.
I mean, you don't want them to limp to the finish line, but
I don't think they will. I mean, most of their games are at home, what they have left.
Yeah, they got one road game left. And
5 at home and 1 road game.
They've got a tough game tonight. The Lynx are the best in their division, aren't they?
Yes.
Is that Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's at Indiana, so I give them a good chance. What channel's it on?
Ion.
At what time?
6:30.
6:30, okay.
All the Friday night games on Ion start at 6:30, and then there's a second game afterwards, I think at 9. And then they got a 3 o'clock game Sunday against the Atlanta Dream, which are not the greatest team.
Well, they're not, but the Dream got a lot to play for because there's one spot still available, the 8th playoff spot, and there's 3 teams tied with 11 wins: the Chicago Sky, Atlanta Dream, and the Mystics.
Ah, okay.
So, I mean, they got a lot to play for.
Yeah. But again, they're going into Indiana where the games are all sold out and everybody's cheering like crazy. So it'll be fun. But both games will be fun.
But that's exciting. You got basically 6 games left and 3 teams tied going into, for the last playoff spot. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Mr. Hunter, what is your sense for tomorrow's game?
I said, I think on Monday, I feel it's going to be a lot like the opening game where it'll be a struggle in the first half and they'll pull away in the second, not blow them away, but I'm thinking 27-10.
I'll go 24-13.
Okay.
Which is a pretty optimistic look at it, I would say. But we'll see.
Yep. I mean, it's just throwing numbers out there. A win's a win, though. If they win 7-6, I'll be happy.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
There will be a little bit of underlying concern only getting 7 points.
Yes, but that's one thing. That's one thing Coach Ferentz has always stressed. They are wins, and that is at the end of the season. That's what you look at.
Well, for sure.
I have them going 9-3 this year.
Wow, you're less optimistic than me. Hater. I have 10-2.
Yeah.
Way closer to 9-3 though than 11.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll learn more. I've got them winning tomorrow, either 17-12 or I may go like last year, 20-13. So I'm not sure yet. I'm writing my advance. I'm about halfway through it right now. Iowa State chokes in this game.
Now, I did read your Mr. Optimist, Mr. Pessimist, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Those are so much fun to read.
Only this was from the Cyclone perspective, so it was
and
very
it was easy to do too.
Oh, I'll bet.
I mean, some of the numbers are. I mean, like there's 79 straight games of 50,000 more. Iowa, by my count, Matt Weitzel was nice enough to find. The last time Iowa didn't have an announced 50, no, there's been games where they haven't had 50 with weather, but was Michigan in 1978. Bob Cummings' last home game. And I counted, I may have been off by a couple, but I counted 280. So it just seems like whatever Iowa State's done in football, Iowa's just done more.
Yeah.
I mean, Iowa State's never won more than 9 games. Iowa's won at least 10, 11 times. So Iowa State hasn't won a conference title since 1912. I mean, so there's
the Titanic.
But like I said, I would not be surprised if Iowa State won tomorrow. I mean, I'm less optimistic for Iowa State's chances, though. I mean, their 2 top linebackers are out. Will McLaughlin and Caleb, they're both out. They're not playing. I mean, they're not as good, but that'd be like taking Nick Jackson and Jay Higgins out of Iowa. I mean, Will McLaughlin, he's good. Yeah, they're both out, and that is a significant loss for them on defense, and I think that's going to eventually wear on them during the game.
I would think that would help our chances to run the ball.
I think if Iowa can't run the ball tomorrow, because, I mean, North Dakota ran the ball on Iowa State.
Very successful.
If Iowa can't run the ball tomorrow, then that stuff against Illinois State was fool's gold. And we're back to wondering about the offense, so we'll see.
Well, It wasn't. The second half was very encouraging, but as you say, there's still way too many games to go, and we'll know a lot more.
Well, and that was the worst team they're going to play this year.
Yes.
And I don't mean that out of disrespect to Illinois State. They're an FCS team. They're just not as good as the other teams they're going to play.
No.
So they did what they should have done against a team like that.
Where's Troy? What division are?
They're Division I.
Yeah.
Are they in the Sun Belt?
I think so.
They've had good teams. I mean, they've had. Actually, I always had a couple of recent players transfer to there. That Jaden McDonald, linebacker, remember him, and then Reggie Bracey, the defensive back, who I believe he got all tangled up in the gambling stuff, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe.
And but no, they're down in Alabama. It's been a decent program for a lot of years. Kind of one of those typical mid-level programs. A game Iowa should win.
I think they made a bowl game maybe last year.
I mean, yeah,
even.
this is a game. I mean. This is not the greatest non-conference schedule as far as
Well,
I mean, but then they always justify. Well, we got Iowa State. Okay, I mean, but no, this is not. Iowa's not knocking themselves out with the competition. This non-conference.
No,
this is a pretty easy schedule.
If you think the football non-conference is easy, have you seen the men's basketball?
Well, yeah, I posted the story.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is what I expected. That's been going on for. I mean, that was one of the criticisms against Tom Davis is that
sure
he
was.
played. I mean, they do this to pick up wins. I mean,
Utah will be a tough game.
That'll be a tough one. And Iowa State.
Well, it's always tough.
They play. What do they play? It's 9 non-conference games now, right? Because they play
9 home, isn't it?
Whatever it is, they play 2/3 of them are just for sure wins.
Yeah.
And it's always the case. It's not unique to Fran, Alford. They've all done it. They've all done. I will say, and I don't know if Lick had anything to do with it. But remember, Lick played in the tournament down in Padre Island, and he also played in the tournament in Las Vegas against. But I think that stuff was set before he even got here,
I think
and what have you. But no, when I wasn't expecting much from the non-conference schedule, especially the home games.
And I had this. We had the sheet yesterday that listed the games, and some of the teams I haven't even heard of them.
I could call it up.
Didn't you have USC Upper State or something like that?
USC Upstate. No,
that's South Carolina Upstate, I believe.
Oh, it's South Carolina.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I did listen to your guys. You guys have that CBS report about the football game last night. Mm-hmm. It keeps giving the wrong score, and it keeps saying that they had a chance to win the game. They had a chance to tie the game or win the game with a 2-point if the touchdown wasn't erased. The final score was 27-20. Your CBS report keeps saying 27-26. I heard it like 3 times this morning.
Wow.
And yeah, I looked again. The final score was 27-20 because he was out of bounds and they didn't get that touchdown. Had they gotten the touchdown, then it would have been 27-26, and they were going to go for 2. But yeah, CBS, I'm weird. Can they not correct?
Weird.
Can they not correct that, or once it's on a roll like that?
They can, but somebody has to call their attention to it.
You might want to let them know.
I think somebody from the sports department might let them know.
Yeah, I mean, it was 27-20. It was a great game.
Yeah.
Very, very entertaining game.
I did not see it. I'm not a big NFL fan. I'm in a survival pool. Where you have to pick a winner every week.
I see.
You get 3 strikes, and it's harder than you think.
Oh, of course it is.
Because you don't want to pick the best teams right away, because then you might survive, but then you get down to seeds and stems and really close games.
But whenever Mahomes is on, I watch, and Lamar Jackson too. 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league, and they both did not disappoint. It was a fun game up and down the field. Let's see. Hawkeyes will host Iowa State in the annual Cornhawk Series.
Okay, tough.
Other home dates include Minnesota Duluth exhibition, Texas A&M Commerce, Southern. They play Southern a lot.
We do.
South Dakota, Ryder, USC Upstate, New Orleans, and New Hampshire. I mean, Iowa will also play neutral site contests against Washington State, Illinois on November 15th. Where's the Illinois game?
Moline, isn't it?
Okay, that's right. Utah State in Kansas City, Missouri on November 22nd, and Utah State in...
So Utah is... I'm trying to remember the story from yesterday.
So they're playing Utah State?
No, Utah is, I think, the first one, and then Utah State is the second one.
I know what it says. Yeah, because I just used their story. I didn't. That's wrong, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll have to go in there and edit that.
Their story was wrong. Utah
Well, they mentioned the South Dakota game, but
Look at
they.
the Hawkeye website. Look at their schedule. It's on there.
Okay, I'll have to go in there and correct that because.
But their news release.
Well, they've got South Dakota. It says South Dakota November 12th.
That's for Utah. Yeah, Utah.
So Utah's November 12th, but then they mention.
Utah State is the Kansas City one.
Okay, Utah State's Kansas City.
Yeah.
Their news release said Utah State twice.
Okay, so you need to change Utah State to what?
Utah.
Okay, am I?
For the South Dakota one.
Oh, okay. So there's no mention of Utah in here, right?
No. They mentioned Utah State twice.
Utah State instead of Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, in the second grab. Okay, yeah, it says so. Utah State in Kansas City, Missouri on November 22nd. That's the one that needs to be changed?
No.
First
The
one.
next one. And then it says right after that, Utah State. That's where the one in South Dakota on December. Who is that then?
That's Utah.
That's Utah. Okay. All right. There's two states. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, again, I'll learn. I guess I even have to edit University of Iowa
Yeah.
stuff. Usually the stuff is accurate. Obviously, we all make mistakes.
And Utah beat us in the NIT last year, right?
Yes. Out there.
And that was a tough game. That we did not prevail.
No, Utah was in control of that game most of the way. I mean, Iowa made a few runs, but it really never felt like they were going to win.
No, and they didn't.
I think it started late, too, didn't it? Like 9?
Yes.
Something like that, if I remember. Because I remember watching it and writing about it on TV. Did not make that trip. I'm not sure I'm not sure if anybody in the Iowa media made that trip.
There wasn't much going on there, and there wasn't much of a crowd there, as I recall.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Okay, I'm going to ask a dumb question. In the non-conference, is there money that changes hands between the teams?
Well, yeah, that's why
Yeah.
these teams are coming
A
up
lot.
here.
So, like Iowa pays them to come
Yeah,
up?
there's-
Yes.
just like they do football. Troy's coming up here to make a bunch of money to get beat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And same thing with Illinois State. Money's almost the only reason they're
They
doing
get a
these things.
percentage of ticket sales, or is it
No,
just
they get a flat. I don't know how they get a
I
flat.
believe
sum.
it's a flat
It's
fee.
a flat fee, and it's it's a lot of money for some of
is.
these small basketball programs. They can live on it for.
So it's a kind of a neat deal. They get the publicity of playing a top team, and
I don't think they even care about that.
And they
just
get
want the
and
money.
they get money on top.
Yeah,
of
they don't necessarily want the publicity getting their asses handed to them, but they want the money, and Iowa just wants the win.
it. Okay.
And some of those teams, they have 11 road games.
Yeah.
You know?
And that will turn around and finance the whole.
Exactly.
Especially for some of these small schools that don't have football programs. These basketball sacrificial road trips where they just get beat night in and night out, that pays the bills.
It does. They invariably have at least one lightning quick guard that shoots lights out from 3 that gets makes it interesting.
And Iowa fans are like, why can't we get guys like that? But then you look up and they lose by 30.
Yes, and they do, yeah.
So,
But yes, no, you're exactly right. That's exactly what we need.
especially when you watch football games like FCS games and they got a bunch of speedy skill players. I know a lot of my Iowa fans. Why can't we get those guys? Well,
Didn't want those guys. Yeah, I know, but fans can wear you out. I know because I am one.
Yes. So, in the event that there's it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But if there's a blowout, say the Hawkeyes are up by 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, you think that Sullivan will get a chance to take some snaps?
I would have thought he would have gotten more,
Yeah.
but some other
Yeah.
people say McNamara needs all the snaps he can get. I mean,
yeah.
I agree with Don. I think that wouldn't have hurt to put Sullivan in a couple of. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be that. I mean, I will be very surprised. See, that's the dangerous way of thinking. And I know you're not a player, so you can think that, but you're convinced that Iowa's going to pull away. I just don't see that happening, even with their injuries.
I was like you. I was kind of befuddled that they didn't let Sullivan take a few snaps at least with 10 minutes, 5 minutes to go in the game or
I
something.
mean, the argument is that McNamara's been hurt for 2 years. He needs all the reps he can get.
And
There's-
It's a decent
That's
argument.
a decent
Yeah.
argument too. I just agree more with Don saying 1 or 2 series. And it's not like Don was torturing him. It's not like he was protesting. He just would like to have seen Sullivan get a series or 2 earlier.
And I was actually a little surprised, but on the other hand,
But
I get it.
if that's the biggest thing we're critiquing, then they're
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Then we're doing good.
But yeah, I mean, if they're up by 3 or 4 touchdowns late, then maybe they will give him a series or 2. But I'd be stunned if they're up by 3 or 4 touchdowns. That's not going to look good for Matt Campbell and Iowa State.
No, it isn't. And then Iowa fans will suddenly be
Bring
bring on Georgia.
I mean, there'll be some like that. Will you be like that, Hunter?
No.
I mean,
Ohio State, look out.
Yeah.
I remember after they beat Ohio State in 17, a week going into that Wisconsin game, there was a lot of flexing going on, and then that Wisconsin, they could barely complete a pass.
Yeah,
That was one of the
most disappointing games.
strangest turnarounds I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
From beating one of the best teams in the country.
And that Ohio State team ended up winning 12 games, too. It's not like they were – the 2004 Ohio State team that Iowa thrashed wasn't very good. They went 8-5. That team was good.
But we thrashed them, and then we looked like a pee-wee football team.
Other than Josh Jackson.
Other than Josh Jackson.
Yeah, 38-14.
2 pick sixes.
Yep. Yeah, so that's just strange. That's sports, and that's Iowa football for you, too, man. Just when you think they've got things figured out on offense, boom.
And did Nate Stanley have something like 77 yards or something past?
I mean, Nate was undefeated against Iowa State, and but he also he had that big game against Wisconsin, or against Ohio State, but he also came up small in some big games, too.
He did.
And that's probably part of the reason he never made any All-Big Ten teams, because he certainly had stats.
He sure did.
But, yeah, he just, against Wisconsin, he really struggled. Now, in fairness, nobody played well on offense that day. It was a complete disaster.
Well, that sums it up. And it was, I really was just, because talking to the fans beforehand at the tailgate, they said, what the hell was last week? What happened? I said it was just one of those weeks where everything worked and we got lucky.
I mean, it was a fluke.
It was.
It was an aberration. It was just one of those things that, just like us beating the Russians in hockey in 80. They would have played 10 times. They would have won 9.
Yeah.
And that stuff like that just happens every once in a while.
And then to get into Camp Randall and just lay the biggest steaming pile of you-know-what.
Yeah, I mean, that was a painful game to watch.
Oh, God, it was awful.
Yeah, and then their Wisconsin, I'll tell you what, their game day experience does not compare at all to Iowa's. They, you have to walk 1.5 miles from your car to the stadium. The food isn't near as good. I know I'm whining as a pamphlet, but still, I'm just more complimenting Iowa's game day experience. It's way better than Wisconsin's as far as what they give you, where you park, just everything, the convenience, the getting to the press box. I mean, or getting to the press box and getting to the post game stuff. It's so much more convenient at Iowa. It really is. Their home,
that's good.
Their home game day experience is very good, and their food's very good. I mean, last week they just never stop. Well, I get there, since it's a morning game, I get there and they've got scrambled eggs and hash brown patties, and then burritos, 2 different types of breakfast, sausage and bacon breakfast burritos.
Oh.
And then at 11 o'clock they bring out rosemary pork, pasta with marinara sauce, salad. I mean, I left there just a bloated mess. I didn't need the breakfast. Had I known they were going to have lunch at 11, I wouldn't have. But I ate a half of one of those burritos and a couple hash brown patties. But when I got home, I was like, good God. I mean, but no, it's good. I mean, their game day experience is very good for the media. They treat them well.
Well, that's
They
nice.
sure do.
They didn't have popcorn last week, but I think they're going to have it. I think Matt Weitzel's on it, and they're going to. Because I would rather have popcorn than like brownies if I had to choose.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I can because I
If
like
it's good popcorn.
Well, it's not great, but it's okay. I mean, as long as people don't put their hands in their mouth and their feet in it.
There is a scooper in there. And
Yeah, but I've seen people just use their feet. But I think they're going to have them in individual boxes, which is what I would prefer anyway. And but I'd rather have popcorn during the course of the game, something to munch on.
And not as many calories as like.
Well, plus, I mean, you eat like 1 or 2 brownies, and the next thing you know, you look down, you've had 4, then you're ill. You know.
And I'm not a big sweets guy.
I'm not either.
I am if they're available, but I mean, I'd prefer that they not be available. I had this dessert at what's it called? Trev's. It's at Black Angel. I had it for the first time. It's a piece of cake with some type of thick whipped cream on top of it with blueberries and blueberries and strawberries. Oh my God,
That sounds good.
It's faint. If there's you'd know it if I could just think of the name, because like my neighbor's the one. They took me out for a belated birthday party the other night, and I had never had this stuff. And the thing is, I ate a little bit of it. I think they gave me a huge piece because it was my birthday. I ate on that thing for 3. I finished the last of it last night. We went 2 days ago. because you put it in the refrigerator, it's even better after it sits in the refrigerator overnight.
Yum.
I'm going to have to look at their menu to see what it is and see if you guys have heard of it.
It's not tiramisu, is it?
No, it's not that.
No, tiramisu is kind of a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't like that. I don't like
Tiramisu is I do like because it's not quite as sweet as.
I do not like the taste of coffee. Like coffee ice cream, ugh.
Yeah, not so much.
Love it.
Yes, some people do. I just.
Well, I have ice cream maybe once a year. I just, I like it. How do you not like it? But I don't crave it.
Yeah, I a beer tasting. I had coffee infused beer. It wasn't too bad. I wouldn't sit and drink 6 of them though. But it was, for a little 4-ounce, taste version, it was pretty good.
My daughter Amy ordered at Blackstone last week one of the THC infused drinks. A little bit nasty, I thought. And the waitress said, you have to drink 6 of them to feel anything.
Yeah.
How about the Des Moines po' boy? Graziano's Italian
had it.
sausage, ham, fresh mozzarella, and roasted. Ooh, God.
Delicious.
My neighbor got the New Orleans po' boy. She really liked it. I, of course, got the.
And where's this at the Black Angel?
Black Angel. And they've got. Have you ever tried their black bean salad?
No.
Oh, my God.
But I've liked Derek Perez, everything he comes up with is good.
Yeah, it's. Do you think he learns it all from AJ?
Sure.
AJ would probably say, yeah, that's
there's
right.
there's my almond, the bolter, salted bell peppers, onion, tomato, ham, and cheddar jack. I got to get down to the dessert. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Tres leches cake with berries. TRES, new word, LECHES cake.
So 3
Tres
milk.
leches cake. Yes, I had never heard of it, and my God, next time you go, Tom, it's lights out.
It does sound really good.
It is incredible. And I love strawberries and the little blueberries. I can,
I don't love blueberries
but
either.
I don't mind them
I
in
guess.
this. I mean, you don't.
Well, I
taste them
can
as much.
see that. But blueberries, and I love berries. Blueberries are at the.
Yeah, I
bottom
can't eat
for me.
blueberries by themselves. But with this, they were
Blueberry
okay.
pie, oh my God. Good stuff.
But yeah, no, God, no, I don't. I can't do that. But no, this. I got to take.
Is that business or pleasure?
Can we maybe take a break? I got to take this call.
Sure.
All
yeah,
right.
we'll take a quick break.
Yep, you're listening to Hawkfanatic on the mighty 1630 KCJJ.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier, for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty.
Football fans, this is Bill Leixenring of the Oxyoke Inn. We are on your way to or from the game. We're ready to serve you with the same quality food and customer service you've come to trust for over 80 years. The Oxyoke Inn is serving our famous Sunday brunch buffet with lunch, dinner, banquets, and carry-out daily. From our Oxyoke family to yours, we can't wait to see you again soon in the heart of Amana.
The Oxyoke Inn.
Check out the best source for your Iowa City area high school sports coverage. Go to yourprepsports.com. Hi, this is Pat Harty. City High, West High, Liberty High, Regina, West Branch, Solon, Clear Creek, Amana. Your Prep Sports has all the boys and girls high school sports you crave. You'll get free, in-depth reporting from dedicated sports journalists on your favorite teams: football, basketball, golf, volleyball, track, softball, and baseball seasons. Profiles, pictures, video, and more. Get in on the action. Go to yourprepsports.com today and spread the word.
Release the Kraken. Who? Kraken's Grill. What? Great hand-breaded tenderloins and corn dogs, burgers, hot dogs, salads, wraps, and ice cream.
Where?
Across from Regina.
When?
Open Monday at 3 and Tuesday through Saturday at 11.
Why?
Because everything's delicious. Kraken's Grill, open for dine-in or carry-out, now with indoor and outdoor seating. Order online for pickup or delivery. Come get your fill. And the Kraken is still tied up in the back. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Tavern Blue on the Coralville Strip offers the ultimate sizzle of wood-fired pizza perfection. Elevate your pizza game with over 20 wood-fired pizzas, ranging from the Tony Pepperoni, the Philly Cheesesteak Pizza, Mary Margarita, and the Tavern Supreme. From the freshest ingredients, Tavern Blue cooks their pizzas to mouth-watering perfection in their wood-fired oven, which helps bring out those old-world flavors. Fresh creative salads, tacos, burgers, signature cocktails, beer, and wine are just a taste of what Tavern Blue has to offer. Tavern Blue is a family-friendly establishment that offers mini golf, table games, darts, and foosball. Go to tavernblue.com for the latest news, events, and specials, along with full menu options. Once again, that's tavernblue.com.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
Hanging lights is a pain. Dealing with blown bulbs, dangerous installations, and the endless rat's nest of cords, there's got to be a better way, and now there is. Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuma Lights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course, lighting for the best season, football season. The Illuma Lights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuma Lights LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. No more ladders, no more hooks, no more wifey's dirty looks. That's the song you'll be singing all year long with Illuma Lights permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Find out more at BigDogTek.net or call 319-395-0800.
KCJJ Weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Partly cloudy today and a little like fall, I think, here the next couple of days. We could catch a sprinkle or two this afternoon, but generally it should be mostly sunny with a high of 70. The wind today north at 10 to 20. Tonight clear with the low down to 45. Tomorrow sunshine 67. We're bouncing back on Sunday, sunny 75. With summertime returning next week with highs in the low to mid, even upper 80s through most up next week. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Current temp 62.
And we are back with Hawkfanatic. During the break, we got a call from our friend in California, Joe, who's stuck in traffic and was dying with our description of all the food that is available. He asked us to change the subject. We may or may not, depending on how the show goes.
But that's the thing. In the morning, you get hungry. If you don't have something to eat, and I didn't eat anything this morning either. So, food sounds real good.
I had a bunch of fruit and a half of Reese's peanut butter cup, so I'm fine.
That sounds delicious.
One of those Hy-Vee little plastic containers for $5. with kiwi and cantaloupe and
Yeah, those are good.
The kiwi. They had way more kiwi, and it's tasteless. The light green stuff.
Oh, I know.
I wish it had more strawberries and berries.
It's kind of sweet.
Yeah, I just have never been a kiwi. I like cantaloupe. It had cantaloupe, kiwi, strawberries, pineapple. And the pineapple, as long as it's not mushy, is good.
Yeah.
Some of it can be mushy, but no, I hate a big thing of that coming in, and I'm kind of full. At least for now. And it was healthy.
Well,
Yeah,
congratulations.
I was told.
Good for you.
Congratulations. Yeah, la-di-da.
I was told to eat more fruit.
Yep. Hello.
Yeah, I think it was in Saturday's Gazette, they had the Iowans in the NFL.
Uh-huh.
And Iowa has 27, 2 on the injured reserve list, and 4 on the practice squad.
So 33.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I think I saw since Campbell's been there, they've had 11 players drafted. And that same time, Ferentz has had 30.
And 6 first-rounders.
Yeah, 6 first-rounders. So, yeah, no, Iowa's well represented in the NFL.
Yeah, there's, a lot of mostly defense, but still, that's a pretty good number for.
Shocking to hear that.
Yeah, Tyler Linderbaum playing for Baltimore last night. I thought they had screwed him on a holding call that took away a long game. I didn't think he was holding. But what do I know?
I think Tyler's done all right for himself.
Oh, he's been started every game. He's fine. Yeah.
Multi-million dollars.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Well, they work hard, man.
They do.
Yeah, they earn their money.
They do. And it's a short window for a lot of them.
And they're only making that money because richer people are making money off their money.
Yes. And ultimately, who ends up paying? Yes, us, the consumer.
Yep.
Thanks, caller.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
But, yeah, no, Iowa in the NFL is a long-standing story. Kirk's done a better job even than Hayden. Kirk developed more NFL players than Hayden on average. And but, yeah, it's been very impressive.
Yeah, it's a great culture to develop guys here at Iowa for sure. And I caught a little bit of some Bears exhibition games, and Torrey Taylor's in rare form. He's already kicking inside the 10 and doing a great job for the Bears. So,
yeah, he better do that because pretty much every punter in the NFL punts that way. The punters are incredible. The field goal kickers,
really are.
They make everything look so easy. Torrey has a chance to be one of the best, but pretty much every punter can do that stuff.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, for you football fan, there are 2 Big Ten football games on tonight.
And they are?
Western Illinois at Indiana.
Okay.
And that,
I guess.
And then your Scholar Bowl, Duke at Northwestern.
I'll be interested in that.
Yeah.
Northwestern looked terrible on offense, but that's Northwestern. Last year they looked terrible, and didn't they win 8 games last year? And wasn't their coach the coach of the year?
Yeah, they had a.
But their offense was horrible.
Yes.
And they were horrible against Iowa on offense, but that guy found a way to win 8 games. But I'll be interested to see that game.
In his first year.
And I keep somebody reached out to me. I got to remember to ask Don because we've never asked him this, and I don't think he'd mind. If Western Illinois, if he ever tried to schedule Iowa or vice versa, have we ever talked about that with him?
I don't know that we have.
And somebody asked me, and I'm going to try to remember to ask him that on Monday. I think that's and I may give him a heads up on the phone just so I don't but it'll be interesting to see. My guess is they probably didn't, but who knows? It would have been interesting, especially when Don had some really good teams.
Yes, he did.
He had some really good teams that could have came in here and it held their own for a while. I don't think they would have won, but remember they almost beat LSU.
They did.
So yeah, I'll try to remember to ask him that on Monday.
So the Western Illinois at Indiana's at 7:00 on the Big Ten Network.
Competing against Caitlin.
What
do you think the Indiana Caitlin, my ass? That's what that Indiana coach would say. Why you want to watch that when you can watch me rebuild this thing into a power? What's his name? Kurt Signetti?
Yeah, I believe so.
He's pretty confident.
So how many points did they score last week?
They won. I think they won pretty easily, but didn't they play it easy?
Oh, yeah.
But that's what you need in it. You need to get as many wins as you can early when you're trying to rebuild a program that's never had much of a tradition. So, I'm not going to knock him for his schedule, but they need to win these games. Yeah. It'll be interesting, though, because this guy has talked a lot of talk.
He sure has.
When he said asked about playing at UCLA, we're going into an old building and we're going to beat them. I mean, that was a pretty dismissive answer.
And they might.
And they might, because UCLA's not very good.
No, not so far. In Duke at Northwestern, I don't know anything about Duke.
Well, Duke's head coach from a year ago is now at Texas A&M. Duke's quarterback from last year is now the starting quarterback at Notre Dame. So it'll be interesting to see. My guess is Duke will be okay, just like Northwestern will be okay. And it could be a good, somewhat boring game offensively. But sometimes when you get games like that and you assume they're going to be boring, crazy things happen.
Yeah.
So who knows?
So that's 9 o'clock on FS1.
9 o'clock Central Time?
Yes.
So it must be at Northwestern and by the field by the lake? There's no way they're going to play in North Carolina
At Northwestern is right.
And the reason it's 9 o'clock, that's...
Wow.
Oh, wait, let's see.
No, I think it's 8 o'clock.
No, yes, you're right. It's
Okay.
8 o'clock.
Yeah, but still, that's pretty.
I mean, 8 o'clock's late, but 8 o'clock's at least acceptable. 9 o'clock would be ridiculous. Caitlin will be almost over by then.
Yeah. So then Indiana's at 6.
Yeah, I'm going to...
Indiana, Western Illinois.
Not going to be watching much of Indiana. Like when they take Caitlin out, I'll turn over to the Indiana game.
I'll watch the first half hour.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch some, but I'm not that game doesn't really interest me that much.
And I'll catch a little of the Packers game because I'm a Packers fan.
Yeah, that's what channel's that on?
That's on Peacock.
Okay. Oh, good. I'll be able to watch. I haven't watched Peacock yet.
Peacock.
Well, is it just Peacock? I thought there was Peacock in another channel. What's that?
NFL Plus.
Okay, yeah, I think I have.
Do
we have that on YouTube?
NFL Plus.
Tommy, do we have that on YouTube? Okay, so I'll just watch it on Peacock.
Yep.
And
see, streaming paying off for you already.
Yeah, because and it's who is it? It's the Packers versus
the Eagles in Brazil.
Yeah, I'm not ready to.
Brazil.
A lot of these people are anointing Jordan Love and saying the Packers. I'm not ready to go there. I mean, they played better than expected last year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they took a step back this year. I'm not.
It's a tough division too.
Well, I'm not convinced Jordan Love is the next Aaron Rodgers or anything. He was good last year. Well, I'll give him that, but we'll see. I need to see more.
So is Mr. Conspiracy Theory Aaron Rodgers with the Jets?
Yes.
And he's a starter?
Oh, yes.
God, he's fruitcake.
He's a fruitcake, but when healthy, he's a hell of a quarterback.
He sure is.
Yep.
No doubt about that.
Maybe the greatest passer ever, but a choker in the playoffs. Big-time choker in the playoffs.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how happy I was when they got rid of him. And I was a diehard Packer and Rodgers fan, but when he started just berating the line for not blocking, and
but you probably would have tolerated it more if he won several Super Bowls. His record in the playoffs was terrible.
That might have been a game changer, yes. But
I mean, he had that one run as a wild card team.
Yeah.
They did that, but other than that, he couldn't beat Tom Brady, and he just couldn't. He just couldn't do. It seems like whenever he was head to head with like Brady in a game, not of course the playoffs, but he would lose those, and he just was bad in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just bad. I mean, he was a superstar against the Bears every time, but that's one thing. Winning playoff games is another. But no, I saw some prognosticator has the Jets in the Super Bowl. I don't see that. I'd be surprised. Now, if he does that, then that will add to his legend. But when healthy, he's one of the greatest passers of all time.
Yeah.
Accurate,
no doubt.
The touch and everything. No, he is a weirdo.
Well, he and Brett Favre had the same problem. They would get hurt, and they would try to, 80% of a guy like those two playing is better than 100% of the backup. So they ended up playing, and by the time they get to the playoffs, they're still not 100%, and they get banged up and the choking, of course. But I don't know any except for that wild card season. There wasn't really a playoff run where Rodgers was 100% healthy. Either had a sprained thumb or something.
Yeah, but I think you can say that about a lot of football players in December and January. I'm not. That's an excuse. He just was a choker.
It just bothered me when they, I can play.
And Brett Favre he forced things. He just took too many chances.
He did.
He had that one run, but lots of times he was his own worst enemy. Made stupid decisions with the ball, forced the ball. I don't have any respect for him.
No.
He's a POS after what he's done down in Mississippi with that money. I just don't respect him at all.
I haven't paid any attention to it. What did he do?
He took PPE money during the pandemic and used it for his own personal gain.
For something to deal with a volleyball. He use it to build some type of volleyball.
Yeah.
Something for his daughter. I mean, it was just not a good look. And now they say he still owes like $700,000 back and whatever. But it's just not a good look. It's just it's very selfish the way it comes off. I mean, you can Google it. It's all over. It's all over it's been, well, not anymore. It's kind of an old story, but people still, anytime Brett Favre's names come up, if you see anything on Twitter, people are like, hey, when are you going to pay back that loan? When are you going to pay back that? I mean, that's just, some people aren't going to forgive him.
That and sending pictures of his junk to a TV reporter.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. Yeah,
Well, that happened when he was playing.
Yeah.
And that didn't seem to bug Packer fans back then, because he was their star quarterback.
It's Oogie.
Oh, yeah. No, he's Oogie. That was the Jets? Okay, I mean, so, yeah, I don't even remember. Okay, sorry, Packer fans. I'm sure the Packer fans would have taken a big, this is ridiculous, bench him. We want integrity behind center.
Keep it in your pants.
But, yeah, no, I am not. It was interesting. You see Dennis Quaid on Chris Wallace interviewed him. He's playing that movie. He's playing Reagan in this movie. I saw a couple clips of it. When I watch it, I'm like, oh, gee, that's Dennis Quaid playing Ronald Reagan. I never dived into the character, so to speak, because I couldn't get out of my head but it was funny. Wallace was, because Quaid kept saying how Reagan and Trump are so similar, and then Chris Wallace read off like three things, and then at the end he goes, I think honestly, Ronald Reagan would be appalled by. So then, and right when Quaid's getting ready to respond, they cut it off because obviously they want you to watch the interview, which I'm not. I couldn't care less what Dennis Quaid has to say about anything political.
Yeah.
And like I said, I saw a clip from the movie, and it just doesn't work for me. Him as Ronald Reagan kind of looks like him a little bit, but it's Dennis Quaid. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of the movie's coming out shortly. I think that's obviously why they're. And I've been wondering why it's taken so long to do a movie. I mean, Reagan was nominated president 45 years ago. And has there been any other movies about Reagan, really?
Not that I know of. I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't think of any either.
Great skits on Saturday Night Live. But
yeah.
Yeah.
And he dated my aunt.
Ronald Reagan? When he was living here in Iowa?
Yeah. Yeah. She was an RKO starlet.
She was?
You know what that is?
What's her name?
She had a bunch of Kay Ray is her name, but she was in Dodsworth as Kay Marlowe.
Wasn't he also married to that actress like Jane Whitman or whatever her name?
Jane Wyman.
Jane Wyman. She was in Falcon Crest. He was married to her before. Okay. Well, Ronald Reagan.
Of course, a lot of folks are excited, and as am I. That the Beetlejuice reboot opens today.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hated that movie.
Oh, I loved it.
I know. I like I said, I'm the minority in this one. It was I just did not get that movie. Just like Edward Scissorhands. What another movie that was just so.
I didn't see Edward Scissorhands.
Well, the Tim Burton movies are a little off.
Edward Scissorhands. I tried to watch that for like 5 minutes, and I wanted to take scissors to myself.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Karen.
Yeah, remember, there's the field hockey game this afternoon at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Yep. Yeah, we had a player on. We had a player on Wednesday.
Yeah, she was talking just as I had to go into my church thing.
No, she was a fun interview.
She was.
J.C. Whittle.
Yeah, and that's interesting, and it's not going to be real hot, so that'll be good.
No, the high today's 67. Low tonight is 45. Did I hear?
Now, what's it supposed to be? Real hot next week?
Yeah,
in the mid 80s.
Low to mid 80s, and then upper 80s by the end of the week. Yeah.
I sit over there on that east side, and they get the sun blasting right at them.
Yeah. My guess is that'll be the last big burst of summer we have, because by the time that front goes through, it'll be mid to late September. Then it'll start. But yeah, this will be one last big burst of summer. Is it supposed to be all week next week?
Yeah, I mean, there's no rain in the forecast or anything.
Well, we haven't had rain God, we need some rain again.
Well, what is it? Tomorrow it's supposed to be 67.
Yep.
Yeah.
Today, I think the high 73.
70, and then, something like that. And then 75 on Sunday, and then low 80s Monday, Tuesday, mid to upper 80s Wednesday, Thursday.
Well, if it'd stay in the 70s, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I think everybody would.
Hell, I wouldn't mind a 60.
No, not my wife.
Oh, yeah, that's
right.
Well,
some people are different.
She likes heat and humidity, doesn't she?
Heat.
Okay.
The heat, I can take cold weather, but I just can't take the heat. That gets me.
Yeah.
So, anyway, like I said, if it's cold, you can put more on. If it's hot, you can only sit so naked, and that's it.
Well, that's true.
Before it's disturbing the peace.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Or just disturbing, depending on
what kind of peace you have.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Well, have a good day.
Thanks, Karen. Go Hawks.
You bet.
I love the Go Hawks there at the end. Go Hawks.
I did get somebody interested in the tickets that I have, but he hasn't gotten back to me yet, so.
Is that the guy Tommy was talking about?
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll sell them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because isn't this game's a sellout?
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, yeah, and it's Iowa State. You'll get some.
I don't want to sell it to a Cyclone fan.
But if one offered you enough money, you would.
I don't know.
I bet you would.
I don't know.
We've all got all got a price.
Is there a disclaimer? Are you with me or against me?
Yeah. What if they lie? Oh yeah, I'm a huge Hawkeye fan. Huge.
Well, then the people that sit around us would make them pay.
Yeah, but what if maybe they're just well-behaved Cyclone fans, and if Iowa's going to pull away, if Iowa pulls away like Hunter predicts, they won't have anything to cheer about.
Maybe they leave early.
Yeah, who knows? So, but no, it's going to be like I said. I'm looking forward to the game. I wish it was at noon. I think noon and 1 o'clock is the perfect time to start games on Saturday. 2:30 is okay, but it gets a little late. But 11's a little. I think noon is perfect. Hardly anything starts at noon.
I got used to the 1 o'clock back.
1 o'clock. It used to be 1:05. Every game was 1:05.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, every game was 1:05. Just like in basketball. Remember when it was always Thursday and Saturday?
Saturdays.
Usually either 6 or 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, everything was so predictable. Now, God, you have no clue.
Well,
like tonight, we have 2 Big Ten games on a Friday night.
And like I said, 18 different networks are showing these games.
One for each team.
It's just incredible.
One network for each team.
It's going to be fun, and there's college football now till mid-January now, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep. And then basketball. God, we have Iowa Men's and Women's Media Day the 7th and the 9th, I believe. So.
Of October?
Yeah, Media Day for basketball is a month away. Think about that. And then November just beats me down.
Oh, I'll bet.
It's my least favorite month of the year, partly because it's dark from
because daylight savings
8 in the morning, from 4 in the afternoon to 8 in the morning. It's dark, and then we've got football, basketball, wrestling all converging. It's just chaos.
As a fan, it's great.
Yeah, as a fan, it's great. And, I mean, you like it, but it wears on you. I mean, it wears on you. It's just a lot of stuff going on at the same time.
Well, doesn't it wear on you if you've got season tickets to men's and women's basketball and football? Don't you get tired of being at all the games after?
It gets a little tiring in January.
When you're fighting the elements?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's, we sign up for it.
Yeah. God, it's I can't wait to get to Kinnick sometime this year. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, Kinnick's always fun. Well, not always, but almost always.
And
unless you get a beat down, which is seldom.
Right. And the women's season tickets are not sold out at this point, I don't think, are they?
No.
So, and
you can
get them cheap.
I mean, I don't. They're not going to sell out every game like they. I mean, we got to be realistic about that. I mean, that was the Caitlin effect, and it helped. I mean, the success too. I mean, of course, it wasn't just her, but it was her in a lot of ways. Just like it's her. I mean, the Fever drawing all these crowds. Yes, with Leah Bott and Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah,
they're a big part of it, but it's Caitlin. Caitlin is the one leading all this.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's no doubt.
I think she's got a chance to make first team All WNBA. I think she should.
I was just thinking about that this morning, thinking who I would have.
I would have her as one of my guards. I mean, Asia Wilson's clearly the player of the year. I don't think it's even close.
She's in that team.
Yeah, but I think Asia Wilson is kind of separated. I
agree.
I would almost put Caitlin ahead of Breanna Stewart, but their team is really good. But no, my guess is she's going to be the rookie of the year. But it's taken so long for some people to acknowledge her rookie of the year. I wonder if they won't put her on the first team.
It's freaking ESPN. I don't know why they're
ESPN
doing
had
that.
Angel Reese as the rookie of the year last week.
Yes.
I don't know if they've changed since then,
I don't get it.
I just think that's just ridiculous.
It is, and it just kills their credibility.
Yeah, I don't know if they're trying to make some type of statement or whatever. I mean, Angel Reese is a fine player in a lot of ways. I mean, she's not very good offensively, and she has stat padded. They've had her in games where she didn't need to be in there. They're trying to. I mean, I remember the one game where she had like 13 rebounds and like 7 points, and they just kept giving her the ball at the end. They just were determined to get her. And the game I watched, she didn't get the double-double. It was the first time her streak ended. And the other team was just like, okay, you're going to do this. We're not letting you get the double-double. And they didn't. Well, I think she finished with like 9 points.
They've lost 7 straight games. Mm-hmm. It's just...
Yeah, I don't see how you could even compare the two right now.
No.
I mean, for a while, Angel was making a run for it. And Caitlin struggled for a while. I mean, Caitlin didn't start great. But she's now pretty much avoided having bad games now. I mean, she's not having any bad games anymore. And but that first 10 games, no, she struggled.
Nafisha Collier for the Lynx, you'll see her tonight.
She's really good.
Really good.
Really good, yeah. And she's probably first. I mean, I would guess Asia Wilson, Nafisha Collier, Brianna Stewart, Caitlin, and then I don't know if you go Jewel Lloyd or the Arike. Probably that would be my that Arike and Caitlin in the backcourt, Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, and Nafisha Collier. That would be my 5.
Probably so.
That would be my all WNBA team.
Make the case for Sabrina, probably.
She would be up there, but she hasn't played as well as Caitlin.
No, she hasn't.
I mean, and Caitlin has helped. I mean, they won 13 games last year. They've already won, 18 this year now? I think they're 18 and 16.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, she has. And that's how you measure true greatness. I mean, all those stats Caitlin had at Iowa, yeah, they would have gotten her a lot of attention. But if they were like a 500 team and maybe made the tournament once, her legend wouldn't be near. I mean, she'd be like Kelsey Plum.
Yeah.
Kelsey Plum had all those points and everything, but she wasn't like I mean, fans went to see Caitlin play, but they also went to see him play because they were winning.
Oh,
if
yeah.
They were a 500,
you bet.
If they were a 500 team, they wouldn't have been lining up the gym. Even if she was making logo threes, they wouldn't have been doing that. No. You got to win. I mean, if you look at all the great legends, the true legends in any sport, Magic Johnson, what did he do more than anything?
They
win.
You bet.
Larry Bird, win. Michael Jordan, win. I mean, Babe Ruth, win.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah, Tiger Woods, win. You got to win. I mean, LeBron James, win. He's won 4 NBA titles. He's been to 11, I think. So you have to win. I mean, that's what seals legendary status.
Well,
now, there's exceptions. Gail Sayers.
But the other side of that coin,
Tom Brady, win.
All of those great players that you just mentioned, they all have that will to win, just coursing through every fiber of their body.
Now, I will say, in fairness, as a Bears fan, Dick Butkus had a will to win. They just weren't very good.
Right.
I mean, as great as he was, he couldn't. And Gail Sayers, as great as he was, they just didn't have enough around him. Gail Sayers never played with a good quarterback. But Gail Sayers barely played 4 seasons, was hurt, but still was a first ballot NFL Hall of Famer because he was a legend. He's one of the.
He only played 4 years.
Well, if you add all the time because he was injured so much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you take, I think it adds up to a little over 4 years, and he's in the NFL Hall of Fame, and nobody would question it.
Yep.
No.
Well, and everybody knows Michael Jordan took a pay cut so that he got better players around him so they could win at first.
Tom Brady's done. He did that a bunch too. Yeah, that's part of winning too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to win. I mean, you have to win to become. I mean, Charles Barkley was a great player, but hell, I think he's almost a bigger figure outside of basketball.
Oh, absolutely.
I think so.
He got to an NBA final once, but he never won. I mean, he never won one. You have to win. I mean, Bill Walton won 2 NCAA titles and won 2 titles in the NBA. That helped to kind of seal his legendary status. You have to win, and that's what Caitlin did more than anything at Iowa was win.
Well, and took a historically good program to greatness.
To greatness. Now, if Indiana right now was 4 or 5 games under 500 and Caitlin was playing the way she was, we'd be like, oh, she's good. But it wouldn't have near the buzz that it has. Now they're winning.
Yep.
And I knew eventually they were going to win because that's what she does more than anything. She wins.
Not only are they winning, but they're fun to watch.
Yeah, they are fun to watch. They're sometimes frustrating. I mean, Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa, they're great players, but sometimes they're not good. They miss wide open shots, but they are. They're fun to watch, and Caitlin's a big reason why they're fun to watch. Mm-hmm. But they're all learning how to play with her. That's what's neat.
Yeah,
they all kind of know how she works, and and I give Christy Sides a ton of credit. I think she's done a great job coaching.
I do too.
Watch her win the Coach of the Year, someone who people have wanted fired for the first half of the season.
Well, if she keeps winning and
she's got
they
a
make
chance.
some kind of a run in the playoffs,
she's got a
you bet.
chance. I mean, if they end up winning 23, if they go 23-17 or whatever, she's got a. I mean, she should be in the discussion at least.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And half their fans wanted her out.
Well, a lot of
social
Iowa
media
fans wanted her out.
Yeah.
A lot of Iowa fans.
What is she doing? Why
God, they got to get Bluter tomorrow. Remember, that's part of the reason. One of the first questions we asked Lisa.
Yeah.
Remember, she shot that down. She's like, I ain't going. I mean, because there was a lot of that talk was, they have to get rid of Christy Sides. She's ruining Caitlin. They kept saying that, but when actually I think they've done
Caitlin was learning how to play against better players.
Yes, and it took some time. She's human, and there's going to be games where Caitlin struggles.
Yeah,
that's
there were games here where she
not
struggled.
many, but there'll be more in the WNBA because it's better players. Now she had some games at Iowa where she didn't shoot well, but she was still able to. I mean, she had some WNBA games where she was held to less than 5 points, didn't she? Didn't she have a couple games where
she had one of 4?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she struggled early, but I also think she had tired legs. I think I think the break from the Olympics was huge for her.
Yeah, it was the first time she sat down for what?
It helped her regroup,
5 years.
Well, it helped her regroup mentally and physically, and I think we're seeing the effects of that.
Absolutely,
she's played great since then.
Yeah, she has
for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, and she still hasn't found her complete rhythm from 3 yet, but she's getting better. And I think that's because she doesn't have tired legs anymore.
Yeah.
So, but no, she's fun to watch, and it's appointment TV.
It is.
And but yeah, I plan on watching. I'm going to get all my stuff done. I'm going to try to get my last Iowa State story done as quickly as I can today, just so I can kind of enjoy other stuff and get ready for the football game.
Well, it's always fun. I'm one of those. I mean, I'm not a huge Iowa State fan, as you know, but there is just a little extra heartbeat when you go to those games, to me.
Well, it also helps that it's a decent Power 5 team, Power 4 now.
Yeah.
Especially when your other two opponents are Illinois State and Troy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's some value to watching this game tomorrow. And one thing is, if you notice the talk about, we can't keep playing Iowa State, that's sort of cooled down a little bit.
It has.
I'm glad, because I never agreed with that argument. Well, we could, we need to start scheduling Georgia and Alabama. No, you don't want to do that.
Well, Wisconsin plays Alabama tomorrow, don't they?
Yeah, but the problem is you do a Georgia, you're going to have to go down to Georgia, too. And, I mean, and a lot of Iowa fans would not be happy if they go down to Georgia and get pasted. I mean, I think Iowa State playing Iowa State is just fine, especially when Iowa State's competitive, which they are now, and they've been competitive for nearly 3 decades now.
So let's see.
Yeah, the Wisconsin, Alabama.
Oh, no, South Dakota at Wisconsin.
Yeah, I thought you were off by.
Yeah, I was.
That's next week, isn't it? Alabama.
I think so.
So, but no, I credit Wisconsin, but that's, like I said, their schedule is. If Iowa had Wisconsin's schedule this year, I'd be saying 7-5 or 8-4 for Iowa, probably.
Probably, me too.
Yeah, because their schedule is brutal.
It is.
And we'll see. We'll learn a little bit about Luke Fickell and how much he has shaped that program. Because I'm still not convinced after watching them last week. I just don't think that they are anywhere near the level they were under Barry and under Brett for a while. But we'll see.
And it just doesn't look right. I'm so inured to the kind of football that Wisconsin played for so long that it just doesn't look right to see a pass-first Badger team.
Yeah, they were always a grinder. They always grinded it out.
And their defense isn't as good.
No.
It's weird.
They're just not as good as they have been. Now, Barry set a very, very high bar.
For sure.
I mean, he won 3 Rose Bowls. I mean, Barry was great. He's a legend. He's their Hayden Fry.
Yeah. Only he had 3 more Rose Bowl wins than Hayden had.
He did. Yeah, no. I mean, Barry surpassed what Hayden did at Iowa.
Because Wisconsin's dead period was every bit as bad as Iowa's.
Yeah,
maybe worse. Because we won like 15 straight against them, even when we were bad.
But Wisconsin, remember, they had Al Toon in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Dave McClain before he died of a heart attack. They were pretty good in the...
They were.
Whereas Iowa hadn't done anything when Hayden took over for 2 decades.
But the 60s and 70s, Iowa won 15
Yeah, but
straight.
all I'm saying, though, is in the late 70s, early 80s, Wisconsin was pretty good.
They were.
They went 8-4 one year. Al Toon was good. And Dave McClain was the coach, right? He died of a massive heart attack, wasn't he? Right when he was, and then I think they replaced him with Don Morton, and that was a disaster. And then Barry came in '89, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that it is.
I mean, Barry had him in the Rose Bowl, that 93 team, and Iowa was so fortunate they did not play Wisconsin in 93. They got a break from the schedule because that 93 Wisconsin team would have destroyed Iowa. That Iowa team went 6-6. Remember they got killed in the Alamo Bowl? They weren't very good.
Oh, yeah. That was...
Burmeister was the quarterback. It was a six. They just weren't very good. Wisconsin would have destroyed that Iowa team. But fortunately for Iowa, they didn't play.
Yeah.
And Iowa City native Mike Rohn was the starting tight end on that Wisconsin team.
I know, and a friend of ours was his aunt, and immediately switched to pulling for Wisconsin, which I guess is fair enough. Since
it's your kid, your nephew. Yeah, that's family first, I guess.
But I didn't like that.
But wouldn't you have done that if it was your kid?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, no, Mike Rohn. I don't know if Iowa even recruited Mike Rohn, but he went to Wisconsin and he was part of rebuilding that program.
He was.
Man, the early mid '90s they were good. I mean, that '98 Wisconsin team was loaded. Then of course '96 they had '99 they had Ron Dane, and they were at their pinnacle when Iowa was at its very bottom. Remember that '99 game with Ron Dane and I against Iowa, where they just destroyed them?
Yes.
The same day that Alford beat Connecticut in his first game as the Iowa basketball coach.
Yes, and my neighbors are huge Badger fans. They have since, of course, moved back to Wisconsin. But at the time, he said, now we have tickets for the Ron Dane Day. Do you want to go up and see it? I said, absolutely not.
Did you watch it on TV?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember. I didn't cover it. Rob Howe actually covered the football game because I was in Madison Square Garden covering Alford beating UConn. Remember they beat him in his first game.
Boy, we thought we had died and gone to
and
heaven.
After that game that Alford, this is easy. I'm going to turn this thing into a power, and then I'll be the Indiana coach before you know it. And something happened. Something happened on the way.
Still waiting.
Yeah, well, he'll never be the Indiana coach.
No.
I'm not sure Mike Woodson's the long-term answer for Indiana, but we'll see. He's recruited well.
He has. But he hasn't been able to make
they've had good players on their roster, but they just haven't been able to keep it all together for what I would call a really successful season.
So let's see. Michigan State at Maryland. That's could be interesting. I think Maryland. That's a game they should probably win.
I would think Maryland wins at home, and like I said, Michigan State. I just think they have serious quarterback problems.
Yeah, it's not very good. And I don't know why they've had so much trouble since D'Antonio had that team just.
Yeah, they started to
really
started to fall late in his run, and I think he knew when to get out for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, got out ahead.
What channel is that on?
That is on Big Ten Network at 2:30.
Okay.
So, I won't be watching that one.
You'd be otherwise engaged.
Yes. And I'm not interested enough to tape it and watch it.
I'll be interested to see the outcome of that game. I think we'll learn a little bit about Maryland. What if they come out and win like 59-0? They carry Brian Ferentz out of the press box. They dedicate the game to him.
Be interested in the Iowa-Maryland game, of course, will be interesting.
Oh, yeah. I picked Maryland to win that game.
Yeah.
Would I be surprised if Iowa won? No, but I had to pick a second loss somewhere, and with Nebraska and all those teams coming to Kinnick, barring injury, I just don't see this veteran Iowa defense letting them lose some of those games. Now, we'll see. I mean, Nebraska,
I picked Nebraska as the second loss.
We're going to learn a lot about Nebraska. They play Colorado. That's at night, too, isn't it? There's two good night games. And then Illinois and Kansas is another game I'm looking forward to. That's at night, too.
Nebraska, Colorado is at night, yeah.
And Kansas and Illinois is also at night, too, isn't it? Kansas is ranked 19th, I believe.
Kansas, Illinois is at night.
Yeah, and I believe Kansas is ranked 19th. That's a big game for Brett in Illinois. They could win that.
And it's at Illinois.
Yeah, they can get some momentum going again. So, but yeah, Kansas is good. Lance Leipold's done a hell of a job there.
Eastern Michigan at Washington. That's a strange matchup, but I think Washington will take care of business there.
Yeah, Washington looked pretty good.
Surprising with all the losses that they had.
Yeah, but that running back that was really good he came with the head coach from Arizona, and they've got really good talent. I figured they would be pretty talented at the skill positions, but no, they look pretty good for a first. Now, do I think they're going to go 10? No, but I don't think they're going to be as bad as maybe some have anticipated.
Well, if the first week is any indication, they did look.
Yeah, they looked good, and they looked athletic.
Of course, the best matchup in the Big Ten this week is Texas at Michigan.
Yeah, I think Michigan's in trouble.
I think you're right.
We'll see, though. I'm not, Texas. I mean, Texas is better, but it's been a long time. That Vince Young championship, that was, 2005? That was a long time ago.
Almost 20 years.
Yeah, so, I mean, Texas is notorious for looking better on paper than on the field. But I just think Michigan's offense right now is just too many question marks. So we'll see. Now, what time's that on?
11 o'clock.
So be able to watch at least the first half before heading over to.
And usually at our tailgate they have a.
And that'll be on when I get to the press box.
They have a satellite set up, usually.
So, no, I definitely want to watch that. It'll be curious to see what Michigan does against Texas in that game.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Oh, gosh, let's see what else. And, Colorado at Nebraska, I definitely want to see some of that.
That's the game I want to see as much as the Iowa State game. Because I think we're going to learn a lot about both those teams.
And I'm going to hold my nose and pull for the Huskers.
And when is that? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night. I'll probably cheer for Colorado. I don't know.
6:30.
I've got a friend on the Nebraska coaching staff. To be honest, I won't care who wins. I mean, that's one of those games where I'll just watch it, but I won't have any vested interest. I couldn't care less who wins.
I mean, I think I'm going to be pulling for Nebraska, but sometimes when you watch a game that you don't really care about that much, it can flip.
Do you ever watch a game and not pull for either team? Can't you do that?
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I actually do that more than anything. I mean,
although by the time it gets to the end, I will have made some kind of affiliation.
Okay.
But at the start of a game, and even through the first half sometimes.
It'll be interesting to see what Nebraska's defense can do against Colorado. Because Deion's son is a hell of a quarterback.
Yes, he is. I got to give him credit for that.
He's really good.
And he's drives around in a $120,000 car.
Yeah, NIL, but you got to understand Deion's worth millions.
Oh, sure.
Remember when they were getting ready for the draft, his line was, whoever drafts me, they're going to have to put me on layaway. I'm going to ask for so much money. I mean, it was obnoxious, but I remember laughing. He had a big gold chain. The thing with Deion is, as a player, he backed up everything he said. Greatest cover corner ever. Great punt returner. Remember when he dumped water on McCarver? Tim McCarver?
No.
Oh, you guys don't remember that? Because McCarver, Deion's thin-skinned. And McCarver, I think McCarver was criticizing him, saying it was selfish trying to play football and baseball at the same time. And I didn't agree with McCarver in that case. We're witnessing a legend. Let him do. And, he dumped. And McCarver looking at him, you're quite a man, Deion. You're a real man. It was not a good look for either one.
No, I don't remember
You don't remember that? Do you remember that, Jim?
I don't.
Yeah, no, he dumped water on him in a Yankee post-game celebration. Not a good move, but he was pissed. He didn't like what McCarver had said about him.
Well, fair enough, I guess. I wouldn't like it either.
I don't think I would either.
So there you go. So lots of basketball recruits coming in this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of interesting, although,
I don't.
Recruiting is just, it's so.
I mean, I do it some for our site, but other people do it. But we don't have a story about everyone that comes. I mean, that's just cookie cutter. It's just the same stuff. Because most of them don't come here. I mean,
that's right.
And like Franz even said, and we've had him on. Hey, we have 10 guys come in. If we can get 2 of them, we're doing our job, and that's how it works.
I think they have 6 coming in.
And plus, there's some of these sites anything you want to know about a recruit. That's just. I mean, like I said, we do recruiting some. Yeah. We do more big picture stories, or more like a kind of an overview, as opposed to just so-and-so just crossed into Johnson County 10:45, and we've heard that he had McDonald's for lunch, and he's really having a good time. We don't do stuff like that. The little tidbit break news that supposedly happens when they're here, because you don't have any contact with the recruits while they're here, and you don't have any contact with the Iowa coaches while they're here. Everything you're hearing is secondhand news.
What does a typical visit entail?
I mean, it's usually 2 days.
There's a lot of eating.
But there's also a lot of tours. You meet professors. You go around, and if you've got a major you're interested in, they cater to that. But there's meals, and you meet the players, and you meet the community. And But a lot of it is you go around and see this is where you're going to be going to school, if this is where you want to major in, a lot of that stuff. No, it's very well planned and organized.
You get any court time during when they come?
Sometimes that happens, yeah. They'll scrimmage and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but and there's a difference between official and unofficial visits. It seems like now there's way more unofficial visits than official visits. But yeah, no, I mean, Fran always has recruits coming in. I mean, this is typical. I mean, they are very active in recruiting. I know Dallas Jones just did a podcast with Tristan Spurlock. I think we're going to post it on Sunday. One of the assistant coaches. So we'll give you a little basketball fix here. Yeah, I think we're going to post it sometimes on Sunday. He's already done the record. He's already done the podcast. So we'll have a little bit of basketball stuff. And Dallas and Tristan, they've done it before. They have a kind of a good rapport. So I haven't listened to it yet, but I will, of course.
Well, that's good. I'll definitely pay attention to that. So women had a big recruit in last week.
Yes.
And, I mean, typical story,
I
loved my visit.
Yeah, see, we didn't contact her. She's like the 4th or 5th 5-star that's come in, and that's part of the Caitlin effect too. They're getting recruits to visit that they used to not get. Now, other than that deal, none of them have committed, but
that's right.
But you can only get so many anyway. So we'll see. This girl, where was she from? I can't remember. Because they had the one girl that came in, her last name was like Magagi, or she was a 5-star.
McGoy, yeah.
McGoy. And where'd she? Didn't she commit somewhere else?
I think she did. I think you're right.
I
can't remember where this gal was from.
I can't either. But I think the one girl, did she commit to UCLA? She was like a 6. Remember. But no, she was a 5-star. I can't remember where she was from. But no, they are very in on a lot of the elite recruits now, whereas 5 years ago they weren't.
I know for Jordan Spicer, theoretically down between us and I think K-State.
And where's she from? Is she a 5-star?
She's a
4-star?
4-star,
yeah.
I think.
I mean, I don't really get too wrapped up in the star stuff, but some people do. I mean, some people love that stuff.
But the level of recruits that we're in on other than Caitlin is higher. I mean, there's no question Jan is shooting for...
Now, Sam Logic was a big-time recruit.
She was.
She was but yeah, they've had a few. Now they're just getting more consistently to at least visit.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest change. And 5 years ago, they wouldn't have gotten an Addy deal out of California. There's no way.
No, that's Caitlin effect again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. I just wanted to add in, they've counting rugby in the Cyhawk series now. Both men and women are playing tonight. Men play at 5:30 and women play at 7:30 at the Hawkeye court out there.
Oh, really?
By the Center Complex.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us know that.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Like your show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was not aware.
No, I was not
Obviously,
either.
those are club sports, right? They're not,
Yeah.
So I did not realize they had women's rugby.
And Pat, did you see, on a side note, that Tommy Boland's brother Johnny passed away?
He did. Okay, I never got him on the show. I wished I would have. I still have his number. I just couldn't get it to work. No, what did he die of?
I didn't see.
I mean, he was in his 70s. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's still not that old.
Yeah, the family posted something and just, said what a great guy he was and, how he kept Tommy's legacy alive
God,
and
to
stuff
think
like that.
his brother died almost 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's sad. I did not see that. I'm sure the Sioux City paper will write about it. I mean, they're legends up there.
Yeah, if you Google, I'm sure there'll be plenty of stuff you can read about it.
Because wasn't he in old Arkansas?
I think so.
For years.
Yes,
and I think when we looked him up recently, he was still playing with Black Old Arkansas.
And when we were
Oak, Arkansas.
Yeah,
right?
when we were the opening act for them, I think he was on their roster. Years ago. Yes.
So they didn't do Jackie Blue, did they?
No,
that's Ozark Mountain Dare.
Ozark Mountain Dare. That's right. Jackie Blue. Did you like that song?
No, they did.
God,
Jim Danny to the rescue.
Okay. Jackie Blue, though, that got a lot of play.
Yeah,
yes,
I was not
a
big fan of Jackie Blue.
No, I hated that song.
No, still do.
Somebody liked it.
A lot of people.
It's so different than if you want to get to heaven. which is a cool song.
Is that another one of
Ozark Mountain?
And I think that is a pretty cool
I didn't
song.
mind that song. That kind of reminded me of the 70s.
Yeah.
But Ozark Mountain Dare, when I think that's the 70s.
Yep.
When I think of Black Oak, Arkansas, I think of the 70s.
Yeah. He'd been the drummer since 1988 with Black Oak, Arkansas.
Who had been?
Johnny Bolin.
Oh, I didn't realize he was a drummer. Interesting.
Yeah.
That he wasn't a guitarist like his brother.
Now that I think about it, maybe not quite, because I think we were their opening act in Lincoln, Nebraska, maybe a little bit before that.
Before that?
So.
Oh, well, rest in peace. Now he's
Yeah,
now he's up with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
They're jamming, putting together another band.
Tommy was a hell of a guitarist.
Yeah.
I mean, he died May too soon, and he was his own worst enemy. But, man, when he was sober, he could play. I mean, and his sound was so diverse. I mean, he could do acoustic. He could do heavy 70s metal. I mean, he could do it all. He was really good.
Now, was he James Gang as well?
Yes.
With
and Deep Purple.
Yeah. Oh, Deep Purple,
Yeah,
too?
he had a stint with Deep Purple, too.
He did all that, and he died in his mid-20s. Think about what he accomplished, despite his
incredible.
substance problems. And he was an incredible guitarist. Sioux City's own. And I've read about him. One thing that helped him, and he was always quick to point out, his parents, instead of fighting his music and his long hair, they embraced it and helped him. You know, they were very receptive to what he wanted to do.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, of course, the drugs were a problem, but he was a product of his times.
Yeah.
Back then, there were a lot of rockers dying of drugs in the 70s.
There's a lot of it available.
I mean, the 70s were just, when you think about how many rockers died in the 70s.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
The 27-year-old club.
I mean, everyone thinks of Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, and
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix, but so many more died in the 70s than just them. And early 80s. Early 80s took a lot, too.
Yep. Yeah, when cocaine started to become prevalent, that did a lot of people.
Well, remember the Pretenders?
Yeah, jeez.
The two of their, they were cut down by, it was that stretch from the 70 to about 1985 was rough on music.
Yep.
It was.
And now they're just dying of old age.
Which is weird in and of itself.
Yeah, because it makes us old, and that we don't like that either.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
No, we really don't. But it does. It's weird.
Yeah.
And same with a lot of the old movie actors.
Well, didn't Mick Jagger just turn like 81, something like that?
Yep.
I mean, think about that.
Well, the punk band X, you remember them?
No.
Was Billy Idol in that?
No, this is John Doe and.
I remember the name. I never heard them.
Anyway,
I can't stand
hardcore punk band.
Yeah,
they just released a new album and they're in their 70s now, and it's real good.
Yeah, I'm
really.
Not
but they're like,
fan.
it's our five. This is our last go. We're not trying it anymore.
Other than the Clash, and I wouldn't call them punk. They were.
No,
in
they
some
were.
ways.
Yeah, they had their own thing, and there's a compilation of Rolling Stones songs out now called "Punk Me Up," and it's Stones songs done by punk bands. And a lot of them just sound exactly like the Stones, because a lot of the Stones songs have kind of a punk feel to them.
But like the Sex Pistols, I hated them. I couldn't listen to them. And like Iggy Pop and the Stooges, I don't like that either.
Not at all.
I know Captain's a big Iggy fan.
Have to be in a mood to listen to stuff like that.
Yeah, and I've never been in that mood.
Neither have I.
What would Molly say if I asked her to play Iggy and the Stooges? Would she tell me to go to hell?
She'd tell you to bug off.
Maybe Iggy Azalea she'd play for you.
You think she's even heard of Iggy Pop and the Stooges?
Probably not.
I don't know. Molly's pretty hip on a lot of music.
He's still recording stuff.
Yeah. He is. There's times where he's hard to look at.
Yeah. And he's not
He's
shy.
kind of got that Mick Jagger effect.
He's not shy about stripping his shirt off and
I mean, that was
topless.
fine 50 years ago, but no, I'll give him credit. He's still kicking.
Yep.
But no, I just never liked. And did you like the New York Dolls?
No.
I didn't.
Lou
either.
Reed? No.
No, that was David Johansen.
Oh, that's
Lou
right.
Reed was in the Velvet Underground.
Yeah, and I didn't like any of that.
I like the Velvet Underground. Some of it. I love.
Yeah, you got to be in the right mood.
Walk on the Wild Side. I could listen to that.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, that was quirky enough.
The New York Dolls, though, I just did not understand the interest in them. I didn't get it.
So were they kind of glam rock?
Sort of, yeah.
Yep.
And it's David Johansen was their lead singer, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Yeah.
Then he became Buster Poindexter.
Yeah, what was that all about? Was that his Ziggy Stardust?
I guess so.
I guess it was. So he did Hot, Hot, Hot.
Yeah.
I hated that
Jeez,
song.
oh my God! I just wanted to come out swinging every time I heard that song.
Great as the cab driver in Scrooge, though. It was a great acting job. I guess you don't remember Scrooged with Bill Murray.
I didn't see it. Saw it.
Oh, this is great. One of my favorite Christmas movies.
There's somebody, Barstool, Iowa. I don't know why I clicked on it. They have a picture. There's a picture of some Iowa State fan giving Niall Kinnick statue the finger.
Oh.
And Barstool, Iowa says, "Keep it classy, State fans. Jesus Christ." I mean, that's a bad look, but Barstool sometimes feeds that.
They do.
I mean, they're shock and awe. I'm not, like I said, I've never been a big Barstool fan. Have you?
No,
I never have.
No.
By the way, did you see Lucy Rodine? She's gone viral.
She's
the
thing with Ted Cruz?
Yeah, on the sidelines, and Ted Cruz goes by, and she pretends like she's about to throw up.
I did see that. I'm guessing she's probably getting attacked by MAGA.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
Yeah.
But it made me laugh loud and hard.
No, I didn't see that. That's funny.
Wearing a cowboy hat, sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think she works for like the Dan Le Batard show. I don't watch it, but I think she works for him. So she's done well for herself.
She's, I think Tommy's kind of a friend of hers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been on Tommy's show a couple times.
She's too big for us now.
But she was really good. I loved when she was on with Tommy. She's just really good.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Doesn't take herself too seriously.
No.
Doesn't take sports too seriously.
And to put something out like that, you're setting yourself up because you're going to get attacked by 40% of the country.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else that we need to?
Oh, I think we should need to save something for tomorrow.
Yeah, we get to repeat this all tomorrow.
Hey.
But
tomorrow's only an hour.
That's right.
And it's Saturday.
And we can drift.
Just the whole show's riding on your. It's your show, Suter. I'm just here to take up air.
Hello.
Have you driven down to Butte Street yet? There's some kind of nasty sheets hanging in all these houses.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I
saw a couple. Yeah.
I saw a bunch of them posted on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Dan Edwards posted like 30 of them.
Yeah, I saw one this morning that said the only play Iowa State gets is at family reunions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's worse than that.
And I did that one because it was kind of clean.
College kids having fun.
Yeah, that one was clean. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's some very bleak messages.
Yeah, they're college kids.
Call it Hate Week here.
They're probably drunk when they put it out.
Some of them,
kids will be kids.
Yeah, some of them have misspellings, which doesn't.
Yeah, when I went down to eat at Black Angel the other day, I was driving down Dodge and I saw a bunch of them.
Oh, bet you did.
But that's kind of a ritual. They do it every year, and I'm sure they do it in Ames too.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah. So.
A couple of years ago, they had, or 2 years ago, I think, the Cyclones killed the Queen.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's harsh.
Yes, very harsh.
All right, well, good. We'll do this again tomorrow morning at 9. If you do have a couple of great tickets for sale for tomorrow's game, if you need them, give me a call at the station, and we'll fix you up. And Hawkfanatic.com. Check it out. It's free. And police reports are next.